Welcome to another edition of That Green Vegans podcast. I'm Kelly. Hello. So today's title is Stay Classy in a Clout-Chasing World, Protect Your Energy. You see, in this world where attention is currency, there are too many people selling pieces of themselves for validation. Ooh. In this episode, we talk about staying classy, protecting your image, and understanding why social media has people exposing themselves for likes. Now, this is not judgment, it's awareness. So let's talk about self-worth, healing, and loving yourself enough to move differently. Now, let me put out the disclaimer. I probably will be talking about you, but don't get in your feelings. Don't get mad. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at your mo. So we're going to put on our big girl panties. We're going to pull up our big boy drawers, and we're going to get right into it. So let's talk about it. Why is everyone showing everything? Why is your body on the internet before your name is respected? And don't get me wrong, this is not about shaming anybody. I'm just asking the questions. Why do you feel like you have to expose yourself to be seen? Because somewhere along the lines, we started confusing attention with love. And what do we really want? We just want to be loved. I'm going to give you a hard reality check. Social media has people out here performing, but not living. You're not posting because you feel good. You're posting to be validated. And that is dangerous because you can get addicted to validation. I just did a video recently talking about how social media is a drug. And I was playing and saying, I'm your drug dealer. But actually, it's a very serious matter. I know people that literally go to sleep with their phone. They wake up with their phone. They take their phone everywhere. It's like that glass pipe, but it's just shaped differently. People look for validations through likes, through comments, and through views. And that becomes their worth. So now you're asking yourself, what do I have to show next to stay relevant? And that's how people slowly start losing themselves. Because you're always looking to see what the next person is doing. Oh, she's showing her breasts. I need to show my breasts. Oh, he got a new car. I need to stand in front of a new car. Oh, she got her butt out. I need to have my butt out. It never stops. It never stops. And the person who innocently came on, all of a sudden, you're changing into a whole different person. You're changing into a person that's not even yourself. Why people seek attention? And this is a sickness. I want to go really, really deep. So I don't want to lose you. Just come with me for this ride. This need for attention, let me tell you, it did not start with Instagram. Instagram haven't always been around. It started way before that. Not feeling seen as a child. A lot of people was brought up as key latch kids where you go home and you was alone. Or maybe you was brought up in a household where children were seen and not heard. Or where, oh, you need to go in your room. Not feeling worthy, not feeling valued. Or maybe you just wasn't properly loved. You'd be surprised. A lot of times people always, they say hurt people hurt people. That's not too far from the truth. I know people who never heard a parent tell them that they loved them. And when I say never, never. If you don't feel loved, how can you love? How can you love something you don't know? And another one is being overlooked, being rejected, or being compared. I know a particular person that would give me accolades. And when they gave me accolades, they always had to compare. They always had to bring another person an accolade. They couldn't just say, "Oh, Kelly, you're so great." It's like, "Oh, Kelly, you and such are so great." And after a while, after hearing this, I just asked a question. Why do you always say this other person? And they told me, because I don't want that person to be left out, because they couldn't do anything on their own. So after a while, you get to the point where you start to begin like, oh, I'm in competition with this person. And a lot of parents who have siblings don't even realize it. Give people their individual flowers. Empty validation does not work. People need to feel valued for the things that they have, for the things that they contribute. So now social media becomes a stage to say, "Look at me now, look at me now." But here's the truth. That kind of attention doesn't heal you. It's temporary, and it feeds something that is still broken. And if we're being honest, that's the sickness. Not in a disrespectful way, but in a way where healing can never happen if we don't address it. Recently, I was on a platform that they were talking about class, right? And I want to talk about exposure versus class. Shout out to Charm School. Shout out to Neat. Let's talk about being classy, because class is not about being boring. Class is about being intentional. Just remember, everyone doesn't deserve access to you. Your body is not content. Your worth is not measured by views. And what people don't tell you, which I'm going to tell you, the more you expose, the less people value. And that's real, because mystery does hold power. Respect holds longevity. Anyone can go viral, but not everybody is respected. How many viral stories that you see going around the internet where you're like, "Oh, that person is just such an amazing person. Oh, I admire that person. They inspire me." No, it's the videos that go viral where she exposed her baby daddy for sleeping with a man, or, she slept with all these different men, or, "Oh yeah, he's a bum," or "he's on a DL." It's always those salacious stories that go viral. And that's not necessarily the best thing. So just think about it. Viral does not equal value. I want to talk about self-esteem talk. If you really love yourself, really love yourself, you don't need the internet to confirm it. Because self-esteem is quiet. It's not loud. It's not desperate. It says, "I know who I am, even if nobody claps." And when your self-esteem is strong, you don't chase attention. Attention naturally comes to you. Because confidence doesn't beg, it attracts. Now, the more I know, the more you know. And I was looking at a particular person's life, and I see the way that people move. They'll come in, they'll say hi to the person, and maybe the person is talking. But because they don't get acknowledgement, they will keep saying hello, hello, hi, hi. They will just spam with all kind of emojis just to get the person's attention. That's the sickness. When you see yourself having to compete in a non-reality world, you have to look at yourself. What am I doing? This is one of the steps you need to do to start pouring into yourself. Because if a person says hello or not, how does that affect your world? Are you still loved? Are you still healthy? Are you still thriving? If the answer is no, then that's where the work needs to begin. So you know me, I'm not just going to throw all this stuff at your face and not give you nothing to be working with. So I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 7 solid steps that you can do to get started today, right? First thing, stop comparing yourself. Remember, social media is a highlight reel. It's not real life. The things that you see on most of these platforms is fake. And you are comparing yourself to fakeness. Number 2, check your motives before posting, right? So ask yourself, am I sharing or am I seeking validation? I know a lot of people might say like, shut up, Kelly. But it's a very serious question. If you're seeking for validation, then you need to not push that send button. You need to step back and need to say why. Look at yourself and listen to this podcast again. We need to go deep to find out, why is it so important to be validated? Number 3, spend time with yourself offline. Look, if you can't sit with yourself, you'll always need the world to distract you. And when I heard that statement, I said, ooh, it's so true. Social media is a huge distraction. It distracts you from the real world. And I'm not going to lie, it's a good world. Who don't like to be high? Well, I don't like to be high. I don't like, recently I had surgery and they gave me these pain pills. I didn't like the way it made me feel. I didn't like the way my head was spinning. Some people do like that feeling, but I think for me, I had to come to the realization that yes, it can be addicting. How is your life outside? And that was one of my things that when I first started my platform, I wanted to show people things they can do that has nothing to do with social media. Be outside, explore life, meet people. That was always the goal. It wasn't trying to flex. My life is not a flex. The life that's a flex is me being humbled, being grateful. That's the flex. Having my health, that's the flex. Not material things. Because tomorrow, all that stuff can be gone. If something happens and everything you have is gone, what are you left with? Spend time with yourself offline and see what kind of person you really are. Number 4, build yourself privately. Not everything needs to be announced. I'm going to school. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to get my hair done. I'm going to get my nail done. Those are fine. Those things are fine. But you don't have to share all your goals. And sometimes it can actually backfire because you can say, oh, well, I'm going to start my business tomorrow. And if you don't start your business, the next day people will remind you why you didn't start your business. And now you have to be held accountable. But if you build your business and then say, hello, I got my business, then people will respect that more. Now understand, sometimes they're sharing their life because they have a journey and they want to take people on to show them how. That's fine. That's educational. But like I said, am I sharing or am I seeking validation? Number 5, set standards for yourself. And this should not be based on trends, but based on your values. See, a lot of times people look at all the trends that are going on in the world, and they use those trends as their goals. But are they really your goals? Or it's just something that is temporarily just going around? And trends, they don't last. They're here today and gone tomorrow. Do things that's based on your value. What is valuable to you? Is it your faith? Is it having servitude? Or is it being able to help people? Think about those things. Set standards for yourself and don't let them break. If you don't want to drink and you go out with people, what kind of drink you want? I'll take water. Oh, have a drink with us. No, thank you. Stand 10 toes down in your values. Number 6, and this is a big one. Protect your image. Everything you post becomes your reputation. Everything. When you post those thirst trap pictures, when you post your butt out, when you post you bent over, when you post that you're twerking, all that will lead to your reputation. And your reputation is everything. Protect your image. What do you want to be seen as? Do you want to be seen as someone smart, funny, caring, helpful, intuitive, whatever it is? Protect your image at all cost. And 7, last but not least, you want to heal your inner wounds. Because if you don't, you'll keep looking for love in all the wrong places. Remember that song? I'm not going to sing, but you know the song. And it's true. Just look at all the people who have been trafficked throughout, the years. If you listen to the interviews of women who have been trafficked, 100% of them are broken. They're broken. And here's somebody that's like, I'm going to fix you. They gave them a little attention. They gave them just a fake sense of security. And they was able to just turn their minds and just use them. And they're broken. They're broken. So they don't know. I just watched I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to give nobody no clout, but I watched this series on Netflix and it had something similar to that. It's very easy to be manipulated. But if you are healed, if you're whole, it would just run off your back like a duck to water. Now I'm going to have a real talk moment right now. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not. Because we've all wanted attention at some point. Even me. But there is a difference between wanting to be seen and losing yourself to be seen. I'm going to say it one more time. It's a difference between wanting to be seen and losing yourself to be seen. And I need you to understand this. You don't have to expose yourself to be valuable. And you don't have to compete to be chosen. And you don't have to perform to be loved. If you take anything from this podcast, please take those 3 talking points. Now, before I end, I just want you to stay classy, for the world will look at you how the world is going to look at you. So don't do it for the world, but do it for yourself. Because when you respect yourself, you move different. And when you move different, your life changes. And this is your reminder. You are enough without the spotlight. Let's talk about it. Leave a comment under the video. I really want to know how you feel. And if I've offended anybody, oh well. And if no one's told you today that they love you, I love you. Go out there and be great. Bye.